and I want to welcome all of you here today. I'm going to ask everyone to make sure you silence your cell phones if you could. I would appreciate that. 2025, and honestly, the past couple of years have been very busy and successful here in Rensselaer County, and I'm sure 2026 will be the same. We've been very successful, very busy, and accomplished so many things that I know Steve is going to be talking about. We're looking forward to hearing our budget presentation for 2026, and I'm sure we're going to have some good positive news on the budget. So without further ado, it's my honor to welcome to the podium our County Executive, Steve McLaughlin. Come on up.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here today. The Honorable Chairwoman Kelly Hoffman, the honorable members of the Rensselaer County Legislature, and the residents of our great county, welcome. Thank you for being here. Mayor Mantello is here. I just want to say hello to her. Our sheriff is here. Our county clerk, Frank Marola, is here, and a whole bunch of other folks here as well. But thank you all for being here. As Rensselaer County Executive, and in adherence to the duties described in the county charter, is once again my pleasure and honor to present you the annual budget for Rensselaer County for the fiscal year 2026. Our 2026 county budget proposal comes at a time when our county is seeing some really great historic growth and opportunities, and it's matched with the successful completion of important projects by our county that will benefit residents for generations to come. We're also seeing Rensselaer County recognized across the state as a leader in reducing county property taxes, with the past 7 budgets introduced by my administration, all reducing the county property tax rate. That county tax rate thus far is a reduction of 40%. Our work to reduce the county property tax rate has produced a very positive fiscal cycle here in Rensselaer County, where our tax reductions have led to economic growth, and then the economic growth leads to our ability to cut property taxes even more. It's a nice little circle that we have going here. We're seeing opportunity and success on a level that has not been seen here in generations. So much of that is because of the work of the previous 7 budgets in helping to position our county for growth and to highlight the enormous attributes of the county, including our geographic location, our hardworking and talented residents, and our willingness to see ahead and make the future start now. The budget is carefully crafted with the intention of continuing that momentum and progress, and to further ensure that the successive generations benefit and prosper from the careful decisions we make here today. Each of the past 7 budgets I've introduced have included a reduction in property tax rate. The 2026 budget proposal follows that precedent and includes a 9.1% reduction in the county property tax rate. Pretty good. We believe that our county tax rate reduction will be the biggest in the region and throughout upstate. When coupled with the 40% previous reductions during the previous 7 years, and if approved, our combined property tax rate reductions from budgets 2019 through 2026 will total nearly 50%. That's a 49% reduction during that time. It's important, it's very noteworthy, it's a record that our county can and should take pride in. The 2025 budget, introduced and approved by an overwhelming majority in the county legislature, reduced the county property tax rate by 8%, and that followed the 10% reductions we approved for both 22 and 24 fiscal years. All the property tax rate reductions, when combined, brought the county property tax rate to a level comparable to what was paid by county taxpayers in 1990. That's where we'll be when this budget, if this budget gets approved, we'll be at the 1990 rate. The effect, that's where we were paying 35 years ago here in the county. In 2018, when I took office, the average tax rate was $5.85 per thousand. By 2022, we had reduced that to a rate of $4.75 per thousand. For 2025, we reduced it down to $3.55 per thousand. And next year, the average tax rate in this county per thousand will be $3.23 per thousand. Significant reduction. The publication Smart Asset provided a ranking for places where your money goes farthest, and in January, it ranked our county 4th from the top as a place to stretch your money. The new reduction will help keep our county high on that list and continue to send a strong message to investors and prospective residents to consider our county as a place to shop, invest, and live. We've all seen people in our lives, we've seen friends, we've seen family, we've seen coworkers pack up and leave because of high property taxes throughout this state. We are reversing that trend. We've done a lot to reverse that trend here in Rensselaer County. We're setting an example on where you should live if you live in upstate New York. Our work to reduce property taxes encourages the overall growth and prosperity of our county for tomorrow, and it provides relief for taxpayers, especially young homeowners and those seniors on fixed incomes today. The reductions in our county property tax rate encourage investment, entrepreneurship, and job creation. They show clearly that Rensselaer County is fighting back against the trend of higher and higher property taxes while too many residents look to other regions for new homes. As county executive, I can report our latest county property tax rate reduction is responsible, it is realistic, and it's one that will continue to encourage economic activity both today and tomorrow. Proof of that is seen in major expansion of the overall value of the county in less than a decade. Our overall value as a county will be rated at $19.2 billion. That's an increase of nearly $2 billion from the $17.4 billion in 2024. In 2018, the first year of my administration, the overall value of Rensselaer County was $11 billion. So in 8 years, we've gone from $11 billion in value to $19.2 billion. It's about $1 billion a year. That growth is very significant. It is unprecedented. It is steady. It's nearly $2 billion growth this year. It follows similar growth in previous years, as I just mentioned. So in 3 years, if you look back 3 years, we've grown $5 billion in just 3 years. So that's, I think, that's a response to our fiscally common sense policies that we employ around here. And I think the numbers really prove that out. People are continuing to shop here, and the healthy results for our sales tax show that fact. The smart decisions we've made to encourage investment and growth while putting more money in the pockets of residents has paid off with sustained and significant sales tax growth. First year of my administration in 2018, sales tax revenues were just under $89 million. Sales tax revenues for 2024 are at $125.2 million. Another very, very significant growth as we expand business opportunities. That growth is absolutely crucial for our county finances, not only our finances, but the finances of our municipalities. We negotiate a share of our sales tax revenues with the cities and voluntarily share with the towns and our villages. That structure helps protect services at all levels of local government in our county. It paves our roads, in our streets, it supports public safety and fire protection and all the other services that we provide that are necessary to quality of life here in Rensselaer County. Every dollar spent in Rensselaer County stays here for the most part and helps sustain life in our great and growing county. But as we have seen sales tax revenues increase, we've been very, very careful about our estimates and projections for those sales tax revenues. In fact, our estimates have been accurate and favorable to our overall fiscal situation, and this is true again of our 2026 spending plan. We are carefully projecting the county will receive $125 million in revenues during 2026, which is very reasonable, very prudent, given our performance during previous years. And usually we underestimate those a little bit on purpose so that we have a little bit of a cushion, we don't get caught short. We've been very conservative with our numbers. For our local partners that are also assembling and considering budgets, we expect our estimates will again be accurate and conservative. The county has on only 2 occasions during the past 35 years had a decrease in sales tax revenues, that being in 1991 and 2008. We expect that trend will continue, and in fact, we are optimistic about the coming fiscal year and overall economy. The trend we also expect is for our county to be a place where more and more shop, spend, invest, and hopefully come to live and work. Rensselaer County has considerable momentum as we head into 2026. There's been a lot of speculation about cuts in federal aid and potential impacts to local budgets. That is definitely an area worth considering and sorting through some of the noise on the subject, much of which is inaccurate. We've seen leaders in neighboring counties mention their concern about federal aid cuts. What is worth noting is that two counties in the capital region, Albany and Schenectady counties, each with officials who have criticized the potential for federal aid cuts, released their spending plans for 2026. The Albany County budget for 26 will have a 6% county property tax rate decrease, and the Schenectady County budget will have no increase. There will be positives and some potential for adjustment as we navigate our shared relationship with the federal government in 2026. A considerable amount of what we will see from the feds amounts to changes in eligibility and some work requirements being reintroduced. Keep in mind, changes in eligibility can have a positive effect on county finances, as we are responsible for 25% of the costs of those programs. There are potential benefits and potential costs. The federal government will be working to ensure accuracy for programs like SNAP and Medicaid, with penalties for error rates. States like New York, with an expansive safety net. Remember, our state mandates not just core safety net programs, but every single optional program as well, will likely be high on the list for review and examination by federal auditors. There have been changes, but nothing at the level of the changes to the safety net adopted in the mid-1990s. We recognize there is possibility for more changes in the change for policy revisions and course corrections at any time at the federal level. The state of New York needs to recognize the common sense changes being made by the federal government and adjust their spending accordingly. The state cannot continue current spending levels and pass even more costs on to counties. It is irresponsible, it is reckless, it's a dereliction of their duty as a legislature and as a governor. There does remain considerable concern at our level about the handling by the state of an important program to provide child care to families across this state, including our county. The state provided federal and state funds to counties for the Child Care Assistance Subsidies Program. Unfortunately, the state also significantly expanded eligibility and raised the threshold to provide coverage to families making well over $100,000 a year. The state also reduced the contribution made by parents to support the Child Care Assistance Subsidies program from 10% down to 1%, while expanding that eligibility. The cost to Rensselaer County alone to cover that gap created by the state would be several $1 million. That is not an expense that we budgeted for in the current budget at all, because we did not see that coming. New York State should do the right thing and ensure coverage for families in true need by reviewing eligibility and ensure the scope of the program matches the available funds. We asked the state and Governor Hochul, what good is a program that is only able to be operated for 9 months? Provide the funds needed to ensure the child care assistance promised by the state can be provided. We recognize our mission to ensure those unable to care for themselves or who are experiencing difficulties beyond their control have an adequate level of care and sustenance. Our team, led by Commissioner Michael McMahon, work every day to ensure compliance with all regulations and standards set by the federal government and the state, even as we express healthy skepticism about those regulations. At the same time, we renew our call for common sense reform of state mandates. Currently, New York State not only requires, as I said before, all safety net benefits to be provided, but every optional safety net benefit as well. In effect, our state provides beyond 100% of what is included in the safety net. A reasonable and basic place to start would be to allow counties to determine which optional mandates they wish to provide while keeping the core safety net programs in place. The cost of mandates has increased significantly in recent years. In 23, for example, our mandated expense was $155 million. It increased $11 million to $166 million in 2024. For the 2025 fiscal year, we expect the cost of mandates will increase to $173 million. For 2026, we forecast yet another increase for mandates of nearly $10 million to $183 million. The increases are coupled by a staggering inability and unwillingness by Albany to even attempt to reform mandates and reduce costs for local governments and taxpayers. For years, we have noted that mandated service claims nearly 90 cents of every property tax dollar collected, and that sorry fact continues to be true. The basic reality is that mandates are a major factor in driving up local property taxes and puts our state at a competitive disadvantage. One of the major reasons too many New Yorkers leave is because of high local property taxes. Mandates help drive up those local taxes and place a strain on our county services. It also reduces accountability, overall cost management, and effective delivery of service. And I think those mandates show how good of a job we're doing, that we've so far been able to withstand those incredibly increasing costs while cutting our property taxes. It's not sustainable forever, and we are an example of what can be done with the right leadership, but it definitely is it's an impact for all of us. Every single county has to deal with this. It's unfair for the state continue to push these costs down to counties, and for the record, so those who don't know, it doesn't happen that way in other states. New York is a unique animal in doing this. Currently, our caseload at social services is steady with no marked increases or decreases in those seeking safety net assurance and assistance. We believe positive economic news will potentially reduce the numbers of those seeking help and are optimistic about the coming months. We expect positive growth trends next spring when Federal Reserve Chair Powell ends his term and President Trump is able to pick someone in line with his goals. We are hopeful the recently announced Middle East peace deal remains and petroleum prices remain stable. We look forward to energy independence initiatives by the Trump administration to further bring down costs and energize the economy. Energy, optimism, and invention will lead us to a new age of prosperity, and we look forward to even better days ahead in 2026. We have spent the last 8 years reducing our property tax rate and making our county more affordable and more attractive for those seeking to invest and create jobs or simply live and raise a family. During that same period, we worked to improve our county road network of 330 miles and ensure motorists and businesses have efficient, safe, and attractive road system. We're very close to completing our goal of paving the entire 330 miles of county roads in 8 years. We'll complete that in the next 4 or 5 weeks. And once completed, that's a major accomplishment and a source of pride for our county. Every mile in every corner of our county, in every community with county roads will have been improved in 8 years. Not only my office, but all of our legislators here receive compliments constantly from our residents who call this county and others from other neighboring areas. They praise the quality of our road network and say they know they've entered our county because the quality of roads is better. We can reflect on a job well done as we also consider this fact. We are running out of roads to pave. The work we have done for the past 8 years now gives us flexibility and allows us to direct resources for other improvements necessary for our quality of life, health, and safety. The path to building fiscal success and stability has been challenging and often difficult. We have weathered market uncertainty and a pandemic, expanding mandates, varying degrees of federal and state support. We've created our strong financial management platform and record as a statewide leader in reducing property taxes each day of the fiscal year, with participation by every department and manager in this county. Our skillful management was again highlighted with another strong independent audit by Drescher Malecki, who issued a, quote, clean opinion, unquote, of county finances and cite, quote, strong internal controls, unquote, in handling county fiscal matters. The strong independent audit has been accompanied by our county earning perfect stress scores in previous years following a review of county finances by the Office of State Controller's Fiscal Stress Monitoring Report. Measurements in the Controller's review include fund balance, cash reserves, debt service, and operating results, along with other factors. In 2024, we again received a no designation of fiscal stress from the Controller. The no designation ranking is the best possible classification for a municipality, and I can also report our fiscal stress score, as awarded by the state controller, remains very, very low. Under my administration, Rensselaer County has earned our highest ever bond ratings. We continue to maintain those historic bond ratings, including an AA3 rating from Moody's and an AA stable from Standard & Poor's. These strong ratings show investors that our county is well managed and a safe place to grow. We've constructed a solid fiscal house, and we've made dramatic strides in remaking county government and the facilities used to provide the services our residents rely on. In 2022, I announced the Reimagine Rensselaer County's Facilities Plan. It was an ambitious plan to improve Rensselaer County facilities, update important county services, and expand access and convenience to county government. The Reimagine Plan was approved by this legislative body in June of 2022. Thanks to careful management at every level of county government and cost control methods I implemented when I took office, we have amassed a reasonable and healthy fund balance. Our fund balance as we enter fiscal year 2026 will be $80 million, which is higher than the recommended level by the state controller. The fund balance is our safeguard against the unexpected and will help ensure continuity of service and function in county government. At the time, our county was just emerging from the pandemic, but had a largely outdated and inflexible model to provide service. A major part of our Department of Social Services was in expensive and rented space, and our probation department was also in the same rented space, which made no sense at all, looking back at that. That's something we inherited. Our county office building in downtown Troy had not been renovated or updated in nearly 50 years. Our seniors were located in space that can only charitably be described as inadequate. The project included the purchase and renovation of the building we're in right here, 99 Troy Road, to house executive and other offices, including the legislature, the renovation of the county office building to host human and social services, location of our probation offices in the adjacent health sciences building, and the replacement of 4 senior centers, including Troy, Hoosick Falls, East Greenbush, and the East Greenbush, Rensselaer, and Schodack. We got to work, and we did the project with focus and fiscal smarts. Much of the initial funding from the Reimagine project came from surplus monies to help avoid bonding as much as we possibly could. The project not only gave us more flexibility, space, convenience, safety, and access, it helped reduce expenses for rented or leased space. The benefits for the Reimagine project are seen and felt today in improved facilities and services and in more reasonable costs for maintaining facilities that we own instead of rent. We should also consider how much expense we would be incurring on the former network of county buildings in terms of increased rent, higher maintenance, and facilities that are less flexible to accommodate changes in the public and mandates by the state or federal government. When we started the Reimagine project, we said we would see cost benefits in a decade. I can report the benefits in terms of service, stability, flexibility, and continuity of service are seen every day. As we enter the review and consideration of the 2026 budget, I can report the major components of the Reimagine Rensselaer County Facilities Project have been completed and the transformation of county government and county services fulfilled. The county offices at 99 Troy Road here in East Greenbush have been in use for 3 years now, and the renovated county office building in downtown Troy for nearly the same period, along with our probation department next door. Our senior centers are among the finest in the nation, and the final component of our remaking our existing senior network was completed this past August. Our new senior center in downtown Troy was opened in spring of '23. Hoosick Falls opened in the summer of '25. East Greenbush Rensselaer opened in December of '25, and the renovated Edward Swartz Senior Center in Schodack was completed this past summer. We now turn our attention to improvement of our county highway garages, with work underway now to modernize and expand our Berlin and Hoosick garages, along with our newly acquired Brunswick garage, which is the former headquarters of the Reifenberg companies on Brick Church Road in Brunswick. As we were completing major components of the Reimagine project, we also completed a landmark project, the extension of water service on a 5-mile stretch of US 9. The funding for the project came from our smart use of America Rescue Plan funds to provide infrastructure on what I term corridors of growth in our county. Plans are for sewer to be extended on the same stretch of road, and infrastructure is being extended on Route 4 in North Greenbush and Route 66 in Post&Kill. A project was also undertaken to provide water to Matcha Lane in North Greenbush to improve water service for our emergency services training complex. These infrastructure projects will give our county more flexibility and opportunity to attract new investment and job creation to our county. Like the Reimagine Rensselaer County Facilities Project, the infrastructure projects will also be transformational for our county. Also transformational was our partnership with the City of Troy to revitalize the Knickerbocker Ice Arena in Lansingburg. For nearly a decade, the Knick was closed for skating after maintenance was deferred on the facility for years. That was wrong, and I approached Troy Mayor Carmelo Mantello to create a partnership to bring back the ice. In just 6 months, we envisioned and then completed a project to restore the Knick and get kids and skaters on the ice. The Knick is now a very busy place and hosts open skates, competitive youth hockey tournaments. It's even got an instructional program administered by the New York Rangers. The project utilized funds from ARPA, but came together out of a desire to rethink, restart, and renew. The Knick is symbolic. Thank you. The Knick is symbolic of other work we've done here in Rensselaer County. When I came to this office, we had an outdated and ill-equipped county government system. Check out one of the new full-time DMVs we have. One of them's right downstairs. The other one's in the building in Troy. See the benefits of rethinking our approach and how that's working. Visit one of our 4 new senior centers or drive on a county road anywhere in this county, and you'll see the reward in not settling for excuses. Or check out the county portion of your tax bill as the numbers decrease, but opportunities expand, and residents have the chance to go out and do great things in our county with more money in their pockets. I said I was going to grow and modernize this county, and I have, because leaders lead. It is my sincere hope you will continue to share in the adventure of accomplishment, a rewriting of the county rulebook from we can't to why not. Some of the fights that we've had have been difficult and challenging, but I can say this, the people of Rensselaer County are always worth it. Before I wrap up, I just want to make some acknowledgments here. These budgets are not easy. I know sometimes it makes it look easy when you see the finished project, but there's a lot of work that goes into this for months and months. It starts in early summer and keeps on going right till now, and right till the approval of the budget. It keeps going and being worked on. This 2026 budget plan was formulated through months of work by a number of dedicated and hardworking members of Rensselaer County government. I want to thank our budget director, Nick Blaze, over here for his effort in shaping his 3rd budget, along with members of his staff, including Mark DeMore, Joe Ryan, and Justin Ned. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks to our Chief Fiscal Officer, Tom Santandra, his first budget submission. That's Tom's first budget submission since becoming our Chief Fiscal Officer. And members of the finance staff who provided assistance and for their management throughout the fiscal year. Thanks also to the Director of Operations, Rich Chris, and our executive staff member, Michelle Franklin Burton. Thank you. Special thanks to Jim Gordon, our Director of Central Services and Deputy County Executive. Jim has helped organize and steer the Reimagine Rensselaer County project, bringing components of this ambitious plan to completion. I want to thank all my department heads in county government for their work and the work of their staffs and every one of our employees. And I want to thank the people of Rensselaer County. You know, they've really embraced what we've done here. They get the vision. They're very supportive of what we're trying to achieve here, and they're seeing those results on a daily basis. Not just the roads, but the expanded business opportunities here in this county, the incredible buildings that we now provide, not just for us, but that's to provide them better, more efficient services. And I want to thank them for spending their money here, because without that sales tax revenue, this and every other county really struggles. So we are trying to do our part to expand the ability to spend that money here, and we thank the people of Rensselaer County for doing just that. No longer is our money escaping across the river. I like my friend Dan McCoy very much, but I want our money here, just like he wants his money in Albany County. And it's the way we pay our bills. And the county has 2 ways of getting revenue or money. It's either through property taxes or through sales tax. That's it. That's our two sources. I've always viewed it that it's much better to come from sales tax because it means business is being transacted, business is growing, people are enjoying their lives here in Rensselaer County. It's extremely important. If we don't have that, it's going to come out of property taxes, and that model was in place for far too long in this and every other county in New York State. We are reversing that trend. We look forward to a productive and provided needed review of the budget for the fiscal year 2026. We appreciate the careful consideration of this important document as we continue to pursue an ambitious agenda and accomplishments that benefit our residents today and into the future. And as I've always said, we're just getting started. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you.